Loving life, all of it. A walk with cancer, compassion, and consciousness. And we are in the middle of the reflections section. The Magic Mirror, Inspired Reflections. My first CD of original music was The Magic Mirror, Inspired Reflections. This music was inspired by ancient crystal healing chants. One afternoon, John and I were sitting in the harp room as I doodled. As often happens when we sit together in this space, his guides come through and begin showing him how certain healing chants were used in the Hall of Harmony, an ancient crystal healing chamber. John spoke a few of these chants aloud, then shared with me how they were used. As he spoke, images appeared in my mind, and my heart started pounding. Something awakened within me, and music flooded my body, mind, and spirit. Melodies sang within me to the point of absurdity. It was unlike anything I had ever experienced. The music was coming from some place deep within me, my heart, my soul, but definitely not my head, as there was no rational thought involved. Whether I was driving, doing dishes, or working at my computer, the melodies continued to bubble up from inside me, as if they were trying to get out. We scheduled a recording session with the sole purpose of physically releasing and expressing this music. There was no intention to create any specific outcomes with this music. My mind was quiet, as my soul was given voice through these melodies of love. The session was profound. I felt as if I was in a sacred temple beyond time and space, at one with the music and its source. As the music flowed, for years we held this music close, without duplicating or sharing it with others. When I listened to it, I could feel my body relax to the point I could no longer feel it. And there was something going on in my head that I couldn't explain. Research with the Magic Mirror CD. An opportunity to research this music presented itself when the board of the Scientific Arts Foundation agreed to fund a pilot study exploring the impact of the Magic Mirror CD on brainwave function. This study was conducted by William Collins, PhD, and involved gathering quantitative EEG, or brainwave measurements, from 5 women who were undergoing chemotherapy treatment for cancer, giving each woman the Magic Mirror CD to listen to once a day for 10 days, then gathering a second set of quantitative EEG measurements at the end of the 10-day period. The results indicated an increase in neurological functioning in all 5 women. These results were unexpected, and that many patients receiving chemotherapy treatment for cancer often experience a common side effect known as chemobrain, defined as impaired cognition, memory loss, or lack of concentration. Our results indicated that listening to the Magic Mirror CD not only slowed this cognitive deficit, but actually increased brainwave function. My heart sang as I envisioned this CD gifted to newly diagnosed cancer patients all over the world to help reduce the impact of chemo brain. 2 additional pilot studies were conducted with this CD by measuring immune system biomarkers in saliva. Results indicated a positive impact on immune system biomarkers for up to 72 hours after listening to this CD once. We now had compelling data and developed a full clinical trial entitled The Effects of Specific Music on Stress Factors in Adults Receiving Chemotherapy Treatment for Cancer. The research with the Magic Mirror CD continued to give me hope after I was diagnosed, as I listened daily to support my mind, body, and spirit. It is almost unbelievable how this music became such an integral part of every step of my cancer journey. Vibrational awareness. Our results with the Magic Mirror CD were so unexpected, and my curiosity to understand the healing powers of music grew beyond my expectations. I read books, asked questions, and learned more about how our brains respond to different types of music. Familiar music tends to keep the beta waves, our focused attention, engaged, while unfamiliar music tends to relax the beta waves, allowing the slower alpha waves to increase, resulting in a feeling of relaxation. This was fascinating information for my mind. However, that feeling of, there's got to be something else, lurked just below the surface. My personal spiritual quest was full throttle as John and I communicated daily about our dreams, insights, and messages from the origins process. Intuitive feelings and soft inner nudges awakened like friends from my past within me. I was beginning to differentiate how various types of energy frequencies felt. My mental thoughts, my emotions, memories from my past, and my desire to create and express music all had unique physical sensations. The subtleties of this energy fascinated me. My spiritual exploration with the origins process paralleled our evolving research with the New Love and the Magic Mirror CDs, which created opportunities for me to speak and share information about the healing power of music with medical professionals, community organizations, and various types of cancer and hospice support groups. What is the definition of healing music? What was the information writing through the music that made it healing? How was the energy of my thoughts impacting my emotions? How is the energy of my past beliefs impacting my actions? All of the above questions were simultaneously expressing themselves as I was developing a healing power of music presentation. What was the underlying thread between the energy I felt awakening within me and the music that flowed through me? Vibrations. The presentation, Vibrational Awareness, started taking shape as a fun, interactive, and thought-provoking way to offer insights into how music, sound, and vibrations impact our thoughts, feelings, relationships, and health. This presentation is a simple introduction into the world of vibrations, and not a scientific in-depth exploration into the physics of each concept. Here's a brief outline of the concepts covered in this presentation. Everything in the universe is vibrating energy. People, plants, color, objects, wind, water, animals, thoughts, feelings, etc. The frequency at which we most naturally resonate is called our resonant frequency or home frequency. It's the frequency at which we most naturally vibrate. Everything has a frequency, and although we cannot hear it, most of us can feel it. Our moods are good indications as to where we are vibrationally. When we're in a good mood, our vibrational frequency is higher than when we are depressed or feeling down. When two objects at the same frequency come into close proximity to each other, they begin to sympathetically resonate. Ooh, this is my favorite. They begin to sing together. Like when you strike one tuning fork and place another tuning fork of the same frequency next to it, the second tuning fork will begin to sing or resonate with the first one. Since everything has a frequency, and as human beings, we have the ability to change or alter our frequencies, and we do all the time, we are vibrationally impacted by everything and everyone around us through this concept of sympathetic vibration. Forced resonance occurs when a more powerful external force forces something or someone out of their resonant frequency. For example, when someone who's feeling down and emotionally heavy walks into a room, their energy is often felt by others in the room. Often the most powerful energy in the room, the emotionally heavy person, forces others out of their resonant frequency into a lower vibration. Misery loves company is a common phrase I use to demonstrate this point. However, it's important to note that no one can truly force someone out of their resonant frequency. This happens to most people unconsciously. Once they become aware of forced resonance, they are empowered to make self-care choices that enable them to hold their vibrational frequency where they choose and not be affected by this concept. Entrainment is the rhythmic aspect of resonance. It is the ability of one rhythmic pattern to change and alter a less powerful rhythmic vibration to match its rhythmic pattern. So both rhythmic vibrations synchronize to the first. For example, when we listen to music with a strong bass or drum track, our brain waves, our breathing pattern, and our heart rate entrain to that rhythm. Understanding the concepts of resonance, sympathetic resonance, forced resonance, and entrainment became the foundation for not only describing how the music was impacting others, but also how my internal spiritual quest was evolving as I continued to look inward when feelings and emotions sympathetically resonated and awakened within me, sparked by outside events and interactions with other people. The phrase, "if it triggers you, it's in you," became common language within our family and circle of friends during this time, as we all began to more fully understand this concept of sympathetic resonance. It took a great deal of courage on everyone's part to be responsible for their own experience of a situation. Walking this new path together was helpful, and that we could emotionally support each other as old feelings and patterns began to emerge from our past. And that is from the book Loving Life, All of It, A Walk with Cancer, Compassion, and Consciousness. It is a book that I wrote after 2 journeys with breast cancer. In 2013, it was published. And I'm sharing it live now during this time because the lessons learned are lessons that I reflect upon every day. And I'm hoping that the insights may also offer comfort and a peace to those who are watching and listening. So I will continue reading in the next video.